Hello everyone, welcome back to Data Engineering with Avaneeth. In today's session, we are going to explore a concept that makes writing queries much cleaner and easier to maintain. CTEs, or common table expressions. So, what exactly is a CTE? A CTE is a temporary, named result set that you define using the with keyword at the beginning of your query. You can think of it as creating a virtual table that exists only during the execution of your query. Unlike creating a permanent table or view, a CTE doesn't store data. It just organizes your query logic in a neat and reusable way. Now, why should we use CTEs? Well, imagine you have a complex query with multiple joins, aggregations, or filters. If you write everything in one big SQL block, it quickly becomes messy and hard to debug. With a CTE, you can break the logic into smaller steps, give each step a meaningful name, and then use those names in your main query. This not only improves readability, but also reduces duplication when you need to reuse the same logic in multiple places within a single query. Let's take a simple example with our familiar customers and orders tables. With customer orders as, select C, customer ID, C, customer name, O, order ID, O, order amount. From customers as C, left join orders as O, on C, customer ID equals O, customer ID. Select customer ID, customer name, sum, order amount, as total amount. From customer orders, group by customer ID, customer name. Here's what's happening. First, inside the with clause, we created a CTE called customer orders. In this CTE, we joined the customers table with the orders table and selected the necessary columns. Now, in the main query, instead of writing the join again, we simply reference customer orders as if it were a table. Finally, we perform an aggregation to calculate the total order amount for each customer. This structure makes the query much easier to follow. Without the CTE, we would have to write the join and selection logic directly inside the aggregation query, which would make it longer and harder to maintain. Another advantage of CTEs is that you can chain multiple CTEs together. For example, you could first define a CTE for customers with orders, then define another CTE that filters only high-value customers, and finally select from that filtered set. Each step becomes more readable, almost like writing code in separate functions. So, to summarize, a CTE is defined using the with keyword. It creates a temporary result set that exists only for the duration of the query. It makes complex SQL more readable, reusable, and easier to maintain. And you can even chain multiple CTEs together to break down queries into logical steps. That's it for today's session on CTEs in BigQuery. I hope you now have a clear understanding of how to use them and why they are so powerful. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Data Engineering with Avaneeth for more practical tutorials on BigQuery and data engineering. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.